Hello, my name is Amanda, and these are my 4 colleagues. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
I'm Katie. I'm Jen.
I'm Lexi.
I'm Kelly.
Today we're going to give you some insight about schema-based instruction, which is mostly used during math instruction. We're also going to provide you information about research behind schema-based instruction, and also start to go in a little bit in depth with a specific strategy within schema-based instruction called FOPS. And at the conclusion of our video, we're also going to give you various applications that you can use FOPS and schema-based instruction in the classroom. So we're going to start out with what schema-based instruction is. When thinking about schema-based instruction, we need to focus on the word schema. We all know that the schema is essentially a huge filing cabinet that's in our brain that puts different concepts into different filing cabinets. In essence, what schema-based instruction does is it takes those concepts that we are learning in math and it organizes them into specific filing cabinets. In math instruction, we use schema-based instruction to organize word problems that can be really confusing to students and put them into a graphic filing cabinet in essence. In essence, we take all the variables from the word problems, like in compare word problems, for instance, that look really confusing to the kids, and we put them in a neat little organizer to make the problem more solvable. We can look at it in another way with the schema and in the filing cabinet by saying that when students are looking at what's in the filing cabinet from a word problem, they take the information in the word problem and kind of makes it simpler for them. Schema-based instruction is really helpful for students because it provides them with a solid, concrete way to organize their thoughts to then organize the problem and ultimately solve the problem. And makes it just easier to solve. So Lexi's going to tell you about some research behind schema-based instruction.
Schema-based instruction has been shown to be, has been proven to be effective with students, and there is research evidence that supports its effectiveness. So researchers did studies on students with learning disabilities who were struggling with solving mathematical equations. One of the studies looked at elementary and middle school students who were diagnosed with a learning disability, and they were instructed using schema-based instruction for solving addition and subtraction problems. This study concluded that students increased their problem-solving performance approximately 55%, and they performed higher in 2-step problems than those who were not instructed using this strategy. Another study looked at the use of schema-based instruction in elementary students who were diagnosed with a disability, and these students scored significantly higher than those who were not instructed using this strategy. Another study looked at 5 third-grade classrooms and concluded that schema-based instruction is more effective than typical classroom instruction, and these students also performed higher on state mathematical assessments. Another study looked into how the use of schema-based instruction with multiplication and division word problems, and the students who were taught using this strategy improved their word problem solving skills, and they also outperformed the students who were not taught using schema-based instruction. Another study looked at the overall effectiveness of schema-based instruction, and this study concluded that students who were taught using this strategy made greater improvement in their performance, and they also outperformed their peers who had not received the schema-based instruction. So overall, schema-based instruction is shown to be effective in improving performance for students in mathematics. So next, Kelly is going to talk about one of the strategies of schema-based instruction called FOPS.
Like Lexi said, FOPS is only one part of schema-based instruction. It's one type. It's a 4-step strategy. It involves the F is find, O is organize, P is plan, and S is solve. So first you want to do is the students want to find the problem type, which is either addition or subtraction used in FOPS. They want to identify the problem type and identify the missing parts and what they have to figure out and solve for. Then they want to, O is organize. So they want to organize the information into a schema chart that Katie will talk about in a little bit. It's a diagram that they can put all the missing parts and the parts that they know into a diagram, and so it's easy to figure out. P is plan, and they want to plan to solve the problem. So they want to put the equation into a mathematical equation sentence, so it's easier for them to solve. And then they want to S, solve the problem by using the correct order of operations and the correct operation. And Katie's going to talk about the diagram used with FOPS.
As mentioned, the schema diagram is a tool to use during the organize step. The diagram takes the information or the variables from the problem and organizes it into a simple, easy-to-read number sentence. This is good for students because they can identify the key numbers and the missing number in the word problem and set it up to be solved. It can be referred to as a comparison sentence when it's set up for compared problems, like in our example. It's either going to use addition or subtractions between two of the variables to find the missing variables. The variables include the bigger value, represented by the big circle, the smaller value by the smaller circle, and the difference, which is the square. In this example, they have it so that the bigger value minus the smaller value equals the distance. And after the student read this problem, they found that this right here, the bigger value, is the value that was missing, which is what this box is indicating. So therefore, for the next step, plan, they can take this diagram and reorganize it so that it can be solved for the missing value.
All right, so you can apply the schema-based instruction while working with math problems. The students will be able to break down the word problem and organize it into the schema-based diagram, which will allow them to make the problem easier to understand and easier to solve. And then FOPS is also beneficial during math class because it will help you break down the problems by providing the students with simpler steps to arrive to the correct answer. The instruction is very simple to bring into the classroom, and it will be a great aid for your students while in math class. So my colleagues and I would like to thank you for coming out to our in-service on schema-based strategies, and we hope that you were able to take this strategy and apply it into your classroom. We believe that the strategy will be very beneficial to your students by helping them organize their difficult word problems into simpler, clearer forms. Are there any questions? Thank you. Are there any questions?
No. Are there any questions?
Thank you.
Guys, look.